Hello, you guys. It's Brother Josiah back again. Welcome to the ministry. Tonight's message is going to be very important, and it's going to be about China and all the things that are taking place over there. Once again, tonight's message is going to be about China and all the things that are taking place over there, how they tie into America, and how we all should be paying very close attention to the situation at hand over there. So if you guys hadn't heard by now, China is back on another COVID lockdown. Now, I've made myself clear. I'm not here to slam people who took the vaccine. I'm not here to slam the people who didn't take the vaccine. But the point is, if you go to YouTube and you look up some of these videos, now, I was always under the impression that COVID was over with, that even Joe Biden said over here that COVID was done. And now they're saying in China that the cases have skyrocketed. It's atrocious. Let me just say this real quick, how this kind of ties along to the Bible. In the Bible, there was always a group of people who were oppressed, mistreated, who were treated unfairly by normally leaders who had more money or more wealth. Now, of course, we're aware of the Egyptians, how they worked like dogs for the Israelites. How the Egyptians worked the Israelites like dogs. I mean, it was a disaster what they done. It's no joking matter. But I was just tying that back to the whole China thing because these people over there have been oppressed for a while. There's a totalitarian government over there. These people and these leaders have their foot on their necks. I'm talking about the people who live in that country. And they have their foot on their necks, and it's just atrocious. Now, let me say this real quick. There's videos of people in hazmat suits. I'm talking about in China. These people really think that they're God. These people are literally going door to door, kicking down people's door to make sure that they're abiding by this whole COVID junk. It's totally out of hand. These people need to really chill out. I mean, who the heck do they think they are? I mean, literally, there's people laying down in their bed sleep. And all of a sudden, you see 3 or 4 men come into your house, kicking down the door with some stupid hazmat suits. I mean, these people have no life. I'm talking about these people who are so obsessed with controlling people. My goodness. Now, if you guys aren't aware, there's a social credit system that's taking place over there. So China does not believe in money like us. Like we go to the store, we pay for cash for certain items. No, they don't have that anymore. They're already rapidly on the way to their new world order, and they're basically testing everything out over there and in Sweden about how they want this thing to go. So basically under this social credit system, it's basically a day-to-day habits that are being monitored off a point-based system. You get granted certain access points to things such as toothpaste, bread, gas, water, essentials that we need for our everyday survival. They even monitor your social media account and the posts that you make. So, for example, if you get on, TikTok over there or Twitter or what have you, and you say, I don't like these new COVID rules or this new government over here, it's just awful. Your point systems go down. So if your points keep going down and they keep dropping and then they keep dropping and they keep dropping, pretty much you're just going to be out of luck. You're not going to be able to buy. You're not going to be able to eat. You're not going to be able to be doing anything. And it's just a shame that this is how they're running that country over there. And let me say this too real quick. If you guys are paying attention, and I've said this before in a previous video, China and the U.S. go hand in hand. Now, remember when Donald Trump was the president? He was supposedly obsessed with Russia, and it seemed like him and Russia, or the United States and Russia, were in good terms. Now, everybody knows that Joe Biden is a big fan of China. And let me say, and I don't mean fan, I mean he's in cahoots with China. And let me just say this real quick. When you owe people, they say that we owe China trillions of dollars. When you owe people, you can't bargain on how, especially when the payment is way overdue. We've owed China so much money that it doesn't make sense. So this is why I say, for a fact, We've been sold out to China. I'm saying we as the United States of America, they just haven't came out and, said it on national TV because they don't want you guys to know this information. You have to dig for it. You have to do your research. And if you research hard enough, you will see that basically America is no more. If you start to pay attention to some of the policies that they're implementing, the way that certain things are happening, you can tell that the United States isn't run by itself anymore. China owns us, and they just haven't announced it. And this is the sad part about it. In the ideal world, you would want the government, you would want the media to tell you these things about being, handed over to another country. But like I just told you earlier, it's not going to happen. It's just a crying shame that China is back on another COVID lockdown. And once again, the COVID thing is over with. And I've listened to a lot of the people, their interviews and some of the comments over there in China, and they're saying the same thing. It's not about COVID. So let's put that out of the way. It's not about COVID. It's not about a disease. It's not about making sure you're vaccinated and immunized. It's basically about control. These people are power hungry. They're desperate for control. And I've seen about 4 videos that sent chills down my arm because the people were standing up against the government. They're fighting back. They're not just sitting there crying and just hoping for a miracle to happen. Now, even though we know that they're outnumbered, it's just the fact that these people are saying, hey, we're tired of your crap. We're tired of you telling us what to do. We don't care anymore. Whatever happens, happens. If we have to fight, we'll fight. We're sick of you guys trying to ruin our lives. Go away. And this is the sad part, too. When you guys look at this information, on YouTube, or you'll probably see it on the news, and the president over there, and I hate to say this, but I just have to say this. This man is so sick and twisted. Xi Jinping. When I see him and Joe Biden and Kim Jong-un and all these guys, when they're having these summits on TV and they're, what you'll call coasting wine together, and they're sipping on their expensive champagne, smiling with that little evil smirk on their face. It's like I know what they're doing, and they're getting away with it. And I'm pretty sure you guys know what they're doing, and they're getting away with it. And they're rubbing it in our faces when they go into these summit meetings, acting like, they're so helping humanity when they're really not. Now, I'm going to say this real quick, and I'm getting ready to wrap this up. I told you guys earlier in the video that Sweden already basically doesn't deal with cash, and the United States is basically on their way of not dealing with cash. And the reason why I say you want to look at China and a lot of other countries, because these are what you call test runs. These are rehearsals to see how far they can get away with it, what kind of measures they need to take if people start pushing back. And then on top of that, they want to make sure that they have their military in place, because I've seen a lot of videos, even in Australia. And this was about a couple years ago, there were people in Australia who couldn't leave out of their homes. You know why? Because COVID supposedly was so bad, and these people had military guys with M16s outside of these people's homes. Guys, this is what's coming to America. Now, I'm not saying that that's getting ready to happen now. I'm not saying that it's going to happen 2 weeks from now, but I'm telling you for a fact that it's on its way. Pay close attention to China. Pray for these people, because they are our brothers and sisters too. How in the world, and I'm asking myself this question once again, how in the world are they back on lockdown? And I'm talking about how could their government, how could they pull this stuff off again? Leave these people alone. Go away. But I keep forgetting, these people are obsessed with power. They're obsessed with murder. They're obsessed with just making people sad and depressed. Once again, this is a quick message about China, their social credit system, how basically this is on its way rapidly to the United States of America. And guys, we need to take this situation, take these things seriously, because once this comes to America, it could get a lot worse. You guys take care. I hope you learned something from this message. Let's pray for our brothers. Let's work out. Let's drink our water, and let's exercise. You guys take care.